We all know that blues is supposed to be simple, but sometimes it can be so challenging to get your lead playing sounding right. And I think for most guitar players, it really just comes down to one note. Because we all start out learning the major scale, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And we're taught that these are all the notes in a key. But if you were paying close attention to the example, you would notice that there was one note that I played that actually wasn't a part of that major scale. And that's what we're going to dig into this video. So let's get into it. So we're going to begin by heading to the 7th fret of our D string. And we're just going to grab a 3-note A chord right here. And to start our lick, all we do is we slide into that first note from a half step below, and then we just play up the chord. Just playing the shape, but sliding into that first note from a half step below. Now from there, when we're on the 5th fret of the B string, we're going to use our pinky to grab the 8th fret of the B string. So, and you'll notice that this note is not a part of the A major scale, right? If I were to play the A major scale, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. But that note, 8th fret of the B string, that's the flat 7 relative to A. So this note is not a part of the major scale. Instead, we'd think about it as part of the Mixolydian scale. And the Mixolydian scale is identical to the major scale, except for instead of a natural 7, it uses a flat 7. So let me play both scales for you in succession so you can hear the difference. Major, Mixolydian. And it's that flat 7th that's really going to let you unlock the sound of the blues. So getting back to our lick, right, we go up our A major chord, and then we hit that flat 7. And once we hit that flat 7, we just walk down the Mixolydian scale until we hit our 3rd. And I'm going to slide into our 3rd from a half step below. So far we have, and at this point, I actually use another little part of an A major chord. And if you took your big cowboy shape, you could isolate the notes on the G string, D string, and A string. And all I do is I just play those notes next. So in terms of frets, that's 6th fret on the G string, and then 7th fret on the D string, and then 7th fret on the A string. And then I finish up just by hitting our flat 7 again, but this time I grab it on the 5th fret of the D string. So our whole lick goes like that. Now the key thing I want you to see here is that this lick was built using 2 simple concepts. Arpeggiate our A major chord, so this means take the notes of a chord, but play them as individual notes, and use the Mixolydian scale. That formula, scale plus arpeggio, is the magic of making great blues lines. So if you want a deeper dive on how to take your scale and arpeggio and build awesome blues licks, you should definitely check out our Cage for Blues course. We have a ton of great content on how you can find your arpeggios all over the neck, how to find your Mixolydian scale over the neck, and how to make great licks for each chord in the blues progression. Plus way, way more that's gonna get you going on your blues playing. So if you're into that, check that out. But I'm gonna move on to showing you some more awesome blues licks. And this is what I wanna show you next. Now for this lick, we're gonna start on the 7th fret of our high E string. Okay, this note is a B, and it's technically the 2nd of A intervallically. And all I'm thinking is walk down the Mixolydian scale, right? I do use a cool rhythm, but the notes, in essence, are, which is just starting on our 2nd and walking down the Mixolydian scale. 2, 1, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, but slide into that 3 from a half step below. Now from there, I do a little arpeggio action. Once I slide into that 3rd, I get the 5th of my A chord on the 5th fret of the B string. Then I slide from a half step above into my 2nd. So that little note grouping right there is slide into your 3rd, hit your 5th, slide down into your 2nd. Finish off by going to the D string. I grab our root on the 7th fret, go to our 6th on the 4th fret, and then back to our root. So that last little section goes. So slowly, our whole lick sounds like this. And you'll notice again, that's scale plus arpeggio. And that one was mostly just scale. And the last lick I want to show you goes like this. So this lick begins with an arpeggio. And more specifically, we begin by sliding into our 5th from a half step below. So we're going to start here on the 7th fret of the A string. And we're going to slide into that E note from a half step below. Then next we'll hop over to the D string. We'll do the 5th fret and the 7th fret of the D string, and then we'll do the 6th fret and the 5th fret of the B string to get our arpeggio. So slowly we have. And then we're just going to do a little scale walk up and walk down. So once we hit that 5th, we'll go 6, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So we have our arpeggio. And then we finish just by tagging our A note here on the 5th fret of the E string. So we have arpeggio, scale, and that's our lick. And that is the secret for blues success. Scale plus arpeggio. And if you want even more great blues licks to add to your arsenal, check out this video next.